A very good evening to all of you. I hope you all are doing good. It's very nice to see you all. Hi, Savita. Hi, Khalid. It's so nice to see you all. Hi, Hamdan, Mohammed, Revokes. Hi. Hi, everyone. A very good evening, Anurag. Good evening, Rita. I hope all of you are doing good. Hello, MBZ. Good evening, Raghav. It's so nice to have you. Okay, hi, Kamal. It's very nice to see you too. All right, so let's start with the session. Before that, I will like all of you, if you can share this meeting joining link with all of your friends and your fellow classmates and ask them to join us on this session. Okay, my name is Mohammed. It's my dad account. Okay, no problem, Mohammed. A very good evening, all of you. Okay, so starting with today's session, in this session, we are going to make a space battle game, and I'm very excited about it. I'm being honest with you. I'm very excited because in this session, this game is going to be very interesting. You all will find it very interesting and you will love making this game. Before starting, I would like all of you to please join the Telegram group because that is where every one of you will be getting the supports and the updates so that you all are up to date with everything that is going for this competition. Good evening, 80 Squad. It's so nice to see you again. All right. So you can join the Telegram group either by scanning the QR code that is there on my screen, or you can click on the link that is there in the live chat box or in the description box of the video as well. So kindly join the Telegram group because that is where we will be giving you all the updates. Oh, that's so nice, Legendary Gamer. That's so nice. Legendary that you are enjoying all the session. I'm enjoying teaching you guys too. It's very fun. It's very great. Okay, so now we are going to play this video because a lot of times what happens is in every session we have some newcomers who are joining us from other school, other countries. So they are joining us and we want all of you to be on the same place. So therefore we are playing this video to give you an overview about Codeavour competition and what this brings for you, how you can participate, and other necessary details as well. So I request all of you to watch this video very carefully and try to understand everything that is in this video. Thank you.
For the fourth consecutive year, bringing you the biggest international AI and programming competition for kids, Codeavour 2022 International 4th edition. To make kids aware and inspire them to brainstorm over emerging issues, to make the world a better place, kids need to build solution-based projects on the following theme: save the environment, strengthen the health infrastructure, revolutionize the agriculture, automate the surroundings, make smart transportation system. You can make anything and everything you want, from stories to games, from software-based AI projects to hardware-based projects. Pictoblox, an international AI education and coding platform. You can learn to code, make interactive animations and games, interesting projects based on AI, program actions for robots, and much more. With Pictoblox app now available on Play Store, you can even make your project for the competition on the go. Anyone above 7 years old and falling under 3 age groups can. Yes, you can either participate as a one-person army or in a team of 2 with your coding buddy. For Follow these 3 easy steps to participate. Register by entering the team details on the contest portal. Prepare to enhance your coding and AI skill via self-learning material and AI boot camps. Now that you have the skills required, it's time to show the world what you have got. Submit your project brief, project file, and the project video. Now all you have to do is sit back and wait for the results. Registration for Codeavour 2022 International starts on 10th of October. The last date to submit your project is 10th January 2023. You can register anytime between 10th of October and 10th of January 2023. The winners of Codeavour 2022 International will be announced on 31st January 2023. Participants stand a chance to win more than 60 prizes worth $20,000 in total. Along with the cash prizes up to $1,000, all the winners will also receive a medal, certificate, and the official Codeavour 2022 AI t-shirt. Participate in the biggest online AI and programming competition for kids with more than 3 lakh plus participants, 1,000 plus schools, 1 lakh plus teams from 90 plus countries. So, what are you waiting for? Registration starts today.
So I hope you all got an overview about this competition. So yeah, so this competition gives you the international exposure, which is an golden opportunity for you all at this age group. And many more exciting things, of course, the prizes and everything else. Okay, moving forward with today's activity, what we are going to make in today's session. So in today's session, we will be making the space battle game. I'm very excited about this session because in this session, this space battle game is personally one of my favorite games because I can use my own hand to play this game. Yeah, just simply by one hand, I can play this game. Very easy, isn't it? Okay, let me give you an overview. But before that, I want all of you to download the Pictoblox application on your device. So you have, once again, 3 options. Either you can click on the live chat. There are links there for you from where you can download the Pictoblox application, or you can go in the video description and download the Pictoblox application. Else, you can open your browser, type download Pictoblox, click on the first link, which is by STEMpedia.com. This is the official one. Click on it, and from here, you can select your device type, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android, iOS. Select your device type, and you can download Pictoblox easily. So this is how you can download Pictoblox in your device. Now to the overview of this activity. Look at this. This is a GIF in which you can see that the rocket ship is moving with my hand and it is shooting bullets at the monsters or the robots that you want to add. The ghost, the robots, the monster, whatever you want to add as a villain. So yes, it is very interesting, right? So this is the game that we are going to make, and I hope all of you are very, very excited. All right. So moving forward, I request all of you to please open the Pictoblox application in your device. I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay. Now I hope you all are able to see the Pictoblox application on the screen. So to start the activity, what we have to do first of all is this, that we have to set the stage. Whenever we make some activity, we have to set the stage first, right? So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the Toby sprite, select a nice backdrop. So let's go in the backdrop library and select a nice backdrop. Okay, so you can select Nebula, you can select Galaxy, something that, you know, is related to the space theme. And okay, you can select the space 3-1, the stars, the space 2 also if you want to. Okay, let's go with the space 3. That looks cool. Okay, now what we need for the sprites. Okay, now you can click on choose a sprite. It will open up the sprite library for you. Select and click on the search bar. You can write rocket ship, and the rocket ship is here. Now you can see the rocket ship is way too bigger, right? So for this, what you can do is you can decrease the size, make it 40, perfect size, or make it 45 because that will be better. Yeah, 45 is better. So we have the rocket ship. Now what else we need? We need bullet to shoot the monsters. Exactly. So for that, again, we will go to the sprite library, click on the search bar and type bullet. Now the bullet is also here, but you can see the bullet size is not matching the size of our rocket ship. So let's decrease the bullet size, make it 80. All right, that's perfect. The bullet size looks good. That's good to go. And you can see I have kept the bullet on the tip of the rocket ship. Now, what else we need for this game? We need the ghost, we need the monsters. So you have two options. What you can do is either you can add the monsters or you can add the ghost. So I personally like the monsters better, so I'm going to add them. So right now, if you go in costumes, you can see there are only 3 monsters here. What you can do is you can duplicate these 3 monsters and make your own. So let me show you how you can do it. So suppose if I duplicate this one, I can, select any color that I want. So let's go with maybe dark green. I can select the bucket and there you go. There's my monster. I can select maybe a light green color and fill in these circles of my monster. You have to be very nice and gentle with it. You have to focus where you are filling the colors. Okay, my monster kind of looks, better. It looks good, isn't it? Okay. What else we can do? So we can change the color of the mouth. Let's make it red. That's good. Yeah, that looks better. So yeah, we have another monster. So what you can do is you can just duplicate these kind of monsters and you can keep adding on and you can make more monsters if you want to. All right, let's switch back to the default one. I was just telling you how you can make your own monster as well. You can make your own also if you go in costumes, you can click on paint and you can make your own monster too. That is very easy. Back to the blocks. So the monster size is also a little big. So let's make the monster size to be 90 because that is better. All right, now coming to the coding part. So we have 3 sprites. Okay, so we will be coding in all the 3 sprites that we have here. Starting with the rocket ship first. So in the overview, what you can see, that what you were able to see is this, that in the overview, my hand was getting detected. And how my hand is going to get detected? If I turn on the camera. So to turn on the camera, I have to load one extension. So you can click on add extension and select the human body detection extension. I'm going to select this. It's going to take some time to load the model. The models are successfully loaded. Now what I want to do is I want to turn on the camera on stage with 85% transparency. So what I can do is I can grab this block and I can say that turn on the camera on stage with 85% transparency. Let's see how it looks. Just a second. Yeah, my phone is connected to Pictoblox. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see, you are able to see me, right? So I can, if you want, I can decrease the percentage and make it 80. Now you're able to see me. You can see my hand also. Let me full screen. Yeah, you can see my hand, you can see my face. So what we want the camera to detect the hand and move the rocket ship and then shoot the bullet. So for that, what we are going to do, what we want the first of all, the rocket ship to go to a particular place. So what that will be, we want the rocket ship to go to the X position 0 and Y position to be negative 140. So if you don't know, let me help you with this. So X and Y coordinate. So if you have seen graph, so this straight line, this is the Y line, and this is the X line. So what we want the robot to be on X0, that means in the middle, and the Y to be negative 40, that means at the bottom. So middle bottom we want it to be. So whenever we start the game, we want the rocket ship back on the starting point, which is the middle point. Okay, after that, what we want, so whenever you're making any game, so you need to add some good sounds, right? So for that, what we will be doing, we will be going in the sound section and you can select a good sound. So I will click on choose the sound and I will click on the search bar and search video. So we have video game sounds, there are 2 video game sounds. Let's see. So this is the one and this is the other one. So I think the second one looks better and suits the, the space battle kind of a theme. So let's go with the second one. You can make it louder. You can, sorry, why I muted it. Fade it in, fade it out, make it more louder. Now that looks good, isn't it? Okay. So now what we can do is we can go in the sound palette, the sound block palette, and start the sound of video game 2. So this is how you can add the sound. After this, what we want to do, we want to analyze image of our hand. What we want to do, we want to analyze image of our hand until we stop the execution of the code. So for that, what we will be doing, we will be going in the control palette, grabbing the forever loop, because what we want to do, we want the hand to be analyzed until we stop the execution. That means forever. So for that, we are using the forever loop. And after this, we have to go in the human body detection extension and grab the analyze image for hand from camera. This is how you are going to do it. Now what we want to do, we want to check 2 conditions. The first condition is going to be, so whenever I press on the space bar, the space key, what I want to on. And the other condition that we want to check is, if the hand is detected, then we want to move the rocket ship according to our hand. So for that, I will be using the if then conditions. So first condition will be if we are pressing the space key, that means sensing, pressing means sensing, right? If the space key is pressed, then what we want to do? We want to create a clone of what sprite? Of the bullet sprite. So in the rocket ship, what we can do, we can go in the control palette and create clone of, that is myself, but we don't want to create clone of rocket ship. We want to create clone of bullet. So you have to click on this. It will open the drop down list for you and you have to select bullet in it. Then coming to the next condition. What was the next condition? The next condition is we have to move our rocket ship according to our hand. The y position will be same. The y position, which is here, which is given over here, which we gave as negative 140, it is going to be the same, but the x position we wanted to change. That means we want this position to be changed. That means we want the rocket ship to move to the left or to the right. That's all. We don't want the rocket ship to go up and down, only left and right. So for that, we will be changing only the left and right. That means the x position. So if the hand is detected, then what we want to do, we want to change or set the x position to hand's x position. So for that, we will go in motion palette, grab the set x to block, go in human body direction extension, and use this one. Set the x position of the rocket ship sprite to the x position of top of the index finger. That means the first finger. And what else we want to do? We want to set the y position also. So set the y position to negative 140. That's it. That's the code for our rocket ship. But just one part is left. That means the cherry on top of the cake is left, which is when the green flag is clicked. So when the green flag is clicked, we want to turn on the video on the stage with 80% transparency. We want the rocket ship to reset, means go back to its position, the starting position. That will be x 0 and y negative 140. We want to start the game sound. And in the forever loop, we are checking two conditions. That is, if the space key is pressed, we want to create the clone of the bullet sprite. And if the hand is detected, that means the hand is visible on the camera. Then we want to change the x position of the rocket ship sprite to match the x position of the hand's index finger. We don't want to change the y position, so we are setting the y position, locking the y position to be negative 140 only. Now coming to the bullet sprite. So what we want to do, we want to hide this bullet, this main bullet, right? So whenever you are shooting, if you have seen any movies, so when you are shooting a gun, the bullet is inside the gun. It is not, you cannot see it. Same thing we want, the same thing we want to happen here. We don't want the bullet to be seen. Therefore, whenever we start the game, that means whenever we click on the green flag, we want to hide the main bullet. We want to hide the main bullet. So it is going to be from the looks palette, the hide block. So whenever the green flag is clicked, we want to hide. But sir, now if we are going to shoot the bullet, then how the bullet will be visible? And how it's going to shot, those monsters that are going to attack us. So for that, we have already created a clone of the bullet over here. Remember, we have created a clone. So what we want to do is, in control palette, we have this block, which is when I start as a clone. So whenever we create a clone of the bullet, we want the laser sound to be played. So what we can do is we can go in the sound section, search the sound laser, select the second one or the first one, whichever one you want. You can fade it and fade it out. You can make it louder also. Go in blocks. And from the sound palette, select play laser to until done. So it will play the laser sound for you. But after that, what we want to do, we want to show the bullet. So we want to show the bullet. That means after creating the clone of the bullet, we want it to be shown. That means we are firing the bullet. That is when the bullet is going to be seen. That is when we can see the bullet. After the bullet is we are able to see the bullet. But one thing is also there. The bullet should follow the rocket ship. That means the missile system that is there in the rocket ship, it should move with the rocket ship, right? So for that, what we want to do, we want to go in the motion palette and we want the bullet to go to rocket ship. That means it will follow the rocket ship. Wherever the rocket ship will move, the bullet will move with the rocket ship, and whenever we press on the spacebar key, it will create a clone, and then we will be able to see the bullet which will go up, but we have not coded for it yet. How will it go up? For this, we have two conditions. So the first condition is going to be, if the bullet is touching the monster, then the bullet will delete the clone. If the bullet is touching the edge, which is this position, then we want to delete the clone. So there are two conditions. If one of the condition is true, then we want to delete the clone of the bullet. Until not a single condition, that means until these two conditions are not true, then we want the bullet to move up. So for this, what we will be using is, the repeat until block. So what we want to repeat? We want the bullet to go up, remember? So going up means changing the Y position. So we can change the Y position by 5. And for how many times you want to repeat it? Until one of the two conditions are true. What are the two conditions? Touching the edge or touching the monster. So if it is touching the edge or the monster, either one of them, then we want the bullet sprite clone to be deleted. So we want both of these conditions to be here. For that, we have one OR block in operator palette. We will use that and place it here. So repeat until the bullet is touching the monster or the edge. What we want to repeat? We want to make it go up. That means change the Y position by 5. And if any one of these conditions are true, then what we want to do? We want to delete the clone. That means we have to go in the control palette and grab the delete this clone block. Let me explain this, what we are doing. We have two conditions. So until one of these two conditions is true, we want the bullet to go up. If one of this condition is true, then we want to delete the clone. And what are the two conditions? If the bullet is touching the monster, then we want to delete the clone. Or if the bullet is touching the edge, which is this part over here, then we want to delete the clone. So this is the whole code for the bullet sprite. And I hope it is clear to all of you. All right. Okay. Now moving forward, coming to the monster sprite. The monster sprite is going to be amazing, because in this monster sprite, what we want to do is we want the monster sprite to come from anywhere, because monsters, it is space. Monster can come from anywhere, from any direction, right? It can come from maybe from this position. It can come from this position, any position, from any random position from the upside, from the upper half. So for this, what we want to do, first thing, we want to hide the main monster, that is this one. We want to hide this one because we want to create clone of the monsters. So for that, what we are going to do, whenever we click on the green flag, we want the main monster, which is this one, to hide. Now you will see what is the reason behind it when I will demonstrate this game. So when the green flag is clicked, we want to hide. After that, what we want to do, we want to create clone. So you can create, okay, let's create 10 clones. So for that, we can use the repeat until block. So repeat 10 times. Sorry, repeat block. So repeat 10 times. What we wanted to repeat? We wanted to repeat create clone of myself and switch to costumes. So in control palette, we have create clone of myself, and in looks, we can use next costume. But if we do this, it's going to create clone automatically, but without any waiting time. So let's add some waiting time. Let's add waiting time of 2 seconds. That is I guess enough. So in every 2 seconds, we are going to get one monster, And how many monsters we will get in total? 10, because that is what we have had it here. So we will get 10 monsters with different costumes that we have created over here. So 10 different monsters we are going to get. Okay, so now one other thing. We want the monster to come from any direction of the X position, not the Y. We don't want the monster to come from any position of the Y. We want it to come from the X position only. For that, what we are going to do now, the same thing as we did for bullet. When I start as a clone, that means whenever the monster starts as a clone, what we want to do? We want the monster to go to a random position. So for that, we will go in the motion palette and grab the go to X and Y. So the Y position will be fixed, which is 100. The Y position is fixed over here, but the X position will be differing. That means it can come from maybe X 80, X negative 80, X positive 80, X 120, X 200. It can come from any X position. But how is that possible, sir? So for that, we have one block in operator palette, which is pick a random. So what it is going to do, the monster will pick a random position of X between 200 to negative 200. So it will pick any position, any X position between this side of the stage to this side of the stage. So it will come anywhere. It can come here, it can come here, 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 on this line, anywhere on this line, it will come. And then it will go down. Go down means we have to code for that also. So how we want the monster to go down? What we want to do first, if you remember, we are hiding the monster. Till now, we are hiding the monster. Now we want to first of all show it so that the person who is playing the game is able to see the monster and kill it. For that, we will go in looks palette and grab the show block. So whenever the monster is starting as a clone, we want the monster to pick a random X position and the same Y position. The X position can be from 200 to negative 200. That means it is a vast area that a monster can pick a place from. Then we want the monster to show up on the stage. After this, what we want to do, we have 3 conditions. If we have 3 conditions. So for this also, we will be using the repeat until block. So remember, this part is going to be very, very important, and you have to understand why. Because this is where the main coding comes. So these are the reason for picking up this game for today's session is this, that because a lot of students are going to make games for their projects. So if you understand the game design and how you can design your own game in Pictoblox, then no one can beat you. Not a single country can beat you. There will be 90 plus country, 3 lakh plus students for this competition. But if you make your game perfect and great, working as well, no one will be able to beat you. I'm telling you this. So when the monster start as a clone, we want the monster to pick a random X position and the fixed Y position and show up on the stage. After this, we are going to use the repeat until block. What we want to repeat? We want the monster to come down, right? Coming down means changing the Y position. That means Y position. So what we can do, change the Y position by negative 2 because it is coming down. So from positive, it is going to come to negative, right? And for how long we want it to repeat? Until the monster is touching the edge. So if the monster is touching the edge, that means if the monster is touching the edge, then what we want to do? We want to delete that clone. Simple as that. So repeat until what is going to be repeated? Change Y by 2. That means the monster will come down until it is touching the edge. And if you touch the edge, that means this condition is true, then it will delete the clone. But we want 2 more conditions to be checked under this repeat until block only. And what are those two conditions? First, I told you, if the monster is touching the bullet, then we want the monster clone to be deleted. But if somehow the monster is crashing into the rocket ship, then we want the game to be over. So these two conditions have to be added here only in this repeat until block. So for this, what we are going to do, we are going to add those block only. What we will do first, we will add one more, we will add a if then condition. If the monster is touching, that means sensing, if the monster is touching the bullet, then the monster will die. That means the clone of that particular monster will be deleted. So if we will go in the control palette and grab the block, delete this clone. The next condition is, if the monster is touching the rocket ship, then we want the game to stop. So we will add another if then condition. So if the monster is touching, that means sensing the rocket ship, we want to stop everything, stop the whole game. For that, we have one dedicated block in control palette, which is stop all. So that is the whole script for the monster sprite. What we are doing, we want the monster sprite to come down. That means change the Y position by -2 until it is touching the edge, or if it is touching the bullet, we want it to be deleted. If it is touching the rocket ship, we want the game to stop. So this is the whole script for the game. I know it is kind of big, a little, more to understand, but let me know one thing. Let me make one thing clear over here. We are going to have DAO sessions tomorrow. So if you are trying out this game, you don't need Quirky, you don't need any hardware for this game. All you need is Pictoblox. So all I want you to do is sit back after this session, take some rest. After that, sit, open Pictoblox and make this game. If you get stuck somewhere, watch the video again. But still, if you don't understand anything, you can come and join the DAO session tomorrow. Okay, so these are the whole code for this game. So now let's test it out. Let me click on the full screen mode and I'm going to click on the green flag and test it out. I'm clicking on the, you can see that it is following my, okay, all right. Okay, this is monster over here. There is one monster over here. This one monster here. Wow, it's cool, isn't it? So this is how you can make your own game, right? Okay. So one thing that I noticed is that the sound played for some time only. So what we can do is we can add. Okay, yeah, I think start sound will be better. Okay, no problem. Okay. So this is how we will be doing it. So this is the whole code. Now you can see if I run this code again, you will be able to see that the rocket ship is following me, or my hand, rather I should say. The index finger of my hand, that means the first finger, this one. Okay, see carefully. And whenever I press on the space key, it is going. And see, if the monster touching the edge, the monster will vanish. That means delete the clone. And somehow if the monster touch the rocket ship, the game will stop, everything will stop. Now you can see the code has, the execution of this code has also stopped. So this is the whole game. So this is how you can make your own game using Pictoblox application. So a lot of you were like, sir, if we use only Pictoblox, then how we can win this competition? Guys, your creativity will make you win this competition. Hardware or without hardware, you have the ability to win this competition. Not everyone participates using hardware. You have Pictoblox application with you and you can make better games than this one. This is just an example. In later upcoming sessions, we will be making Flappy Bird game. Flappy Bird game. So last year, there was one student who made Flappy Bird game. No hardware used. No hardware used. I'm saying that again. No hardware, no Quirky, no Evive, nothing. Only Pictoblox application that you could use. She was, I guess, maybe from Dubai. She made that game, Flappy Bird game, using Pictoblox application only. So you have a very great opportunity. Yes, you can add score also. 80 scored, you can easily. What you can do is you can go in variables, make a variable, name it as score. You will get the score over here. And when you want the score to be increased, when the monster is touching the bullet, you want the score to be increased. That means we want to change the score to 1. Right? So yeah, you can now, let's check that also. That's just one block we are adding. That's it. And whenever we start the game, we want to set the score to 0 once again. Okay, now let's test it out. Let's click on the green flag. Here are the scores. Yeah, I did not press the space key. Now you can see the score is not increasing. But whenever I restart the game, the score is once again starting from 0. This is how you can add score also in your game. Okay. So I hope that is clear to all of you. All right, so that's it for today's session. No problem if you face any doubts, if you face any issue while making this activity, you can join tomorrow's doubt session and let us know if you face any difficulty, because of course we are here to help you out. Okay, guys, don't worry. You can add anything you want. Crazy coder in Pictoblox, you can add as anything as you want. Yes, you can add help for rocket ship also. You can create anything you want in Pictoblox. I'm telling you this. So that's it for today's session. I want all of you to please fill the attendance cum feedback form. It is there the link is there in the chat box. You can click on that link. The link is there in the description box. You can click on that link, or you can scan the QR code that is there on your screen. So I hope all of you enjoyed this session. If you enjoyed this session, do like this video, because it really, motivates me also that my kids are liking this session. And you can also, of course, spam the chat box that we love this session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next session. All the doubts and everything will be cleared in the next doubt session that we are going to have tomorrow at the same time. Till then, take care and have a great night. Bye-bye.